At the beginning of September, we went on a spontaneous trip to Germany. We visited the Munich area, but also spent a few days near Stuttgart. Beside the sightseeing, we also did some shopping. Before the trip, I did some research and found a few interesting thrift shops. It turned out that these shops were amazing. I'm usually looking for books, fabrics, retro dishes, and yarns, and I found some great stuff. The title of the first book is Socken flach gestrickt, which means socks knitted flat. This is a recent book, it was published in 2013. Even though I'm just learning how to knit, I thought I would buy this book because one time I want to knit socks, and the book was only €3. The next book is a special edition of the German knitting magazine Die Masche. I think it was published in 1986. This book includes 1150 knitting and crochet patterns. At the beginning of the book there are some color samples, and then the pattern descriptions are in black and white. This book was €2.50. This book was published in 2007 and includes 5,500 patchwork blocks. Although I'm not a quilter, I occasionally make patchwork blankets from fabric scraps. This is a great inspiration for the pattern, and it was only €1.50. The title of the next book is Pullover gestrickt, which means knitted sweater. It was published in 1983, which is easily recognizable from the patterns and color choices. But there are some quite good knitting patterns in this book. The next book is one of my favorite finds. The title is Das große Buch der Handarbeiten, which means the Great Book of Handworking, and this is volume 4. There are knitting, crochet, embroidery, weaving, and sewing projects in this book, and even includes the original patterns. This book was published in 1982. I found this book on my last trip to the thrift store and was hesitating whether I should pick it up or not. The title of the book is Fashion, a history from the 18th to the 20th century, and it is a collection of the Kyoto Costume Institute. There are 2 volumes, and these books are huge and very heavy. I bought it because it was only €5, and it is a great source of inspiration. In the thrift stores, I found some great fabrics too. The first one is a bed sheet and it also includes a cushion cover. It is a lightweight and soft fabric and I love the pattern. The next one is a lightweight vintage fabric with yellow, grey and black pattern. The measurement of this fabric is 3 meters by 90 centimeters. The third one is a medium weight fabric. It has a woven pattern and is also vintage. The measurement is 4 meters by 90 centimeters. I was also lucky with the dishes because I found several nice ones. One of my favorite finds is this delicate glass bowl with rose pattern. I did some research and it is a Mitterteich Bavaria product, but I couldn't find from which year. The style reminds me of the 50s or 60s. This bowl was €2. The next one is a small ceramic bowl with vintage pattern. This was 30 cents. I also picked up these 2 vintage mugs. The yellow and orange floral pattern immediately caught my eyes. There were only 2 of them and were €1 each. The last item is a bigger bowl with retro pattern. It was a set of 4 in different sizes, but I only picked up the biggest one. I think it was €4. bought a vintage magazine holder for only €5. I was very happy because I had thought about buying one before. I rarely find great wall pictures where I live, so I was happy when I spotted this one. I love the flowers and colors. I also bought an embroidery needle. I don't know how it works yet, but one day I will figure it out. It was €2. The only thing I bought new was yarn, because I didn't find any of them in the thrift stores. I didn't want to spend a lot of money, so instead of buying a sweater amount, I bought only a ball of sock yarn. I picked up this Master the Yellow Twig yarn. One day I will be able to knit a pair of socks, and using this yarn will remind me on this trip. I also got a German knitting magazine called Love Wool. This is the current issue and includes a lot of patterns for fall and winter. I really like the new things I bought on this trip. I feel very inspired and looking forward to the new projects.